That's right. Hello, everybody. Here we are. We got the 700 carburetor here on the table. I've had people asking about what the inside of the carburetor looks like and this, that, and the other. And some people, I made a video on how to put one together, and they're like, you didn't put Welsh plugs in it. I'm like, the video says this is just to show you how to put it back together. Don't take the Welsh plugs out. Take it apart, clean it, put it back together. If it needs something, replace it, but don't change the Welsh plugs unless you can't get the carburetor to run right. Somebody's going to get mad because I said that, but let them get mad. Because half the time, you take the Welsh plugs out, you can't get them back in right. All right, here's the cap. The cap is off of it now. The first one that comes off after the cap is the membrane. Kind of clear, translucent, brown looking. Then the rubber. This is the way they all are. If it's not that way, it's on wrong. So I'm sorry if you got one that's the other way and you say, well, that's not the way it comes. That's the way it comes. That's right. And it will run without this one in here, but it won't run without that one. Now, some of the newer kits will have this color and not this color sometimes. Most of the kits still have both, but every once in a while you'll run across. If you got one this color that does not have this hole in it, it will run with just this one. But if you don't, it will not, because that is part of the pump. Without that, it will not run. So that's the way it goes right there. This one, then that. So we got that off there. We're going to pop the top cover off to get to the pump diaphragm, and we'll have a look at that right quick. There's not much in here. It looks fairly clean, so we're going to just set them screws over there and try to keep everything nice, neat, and pretty in a row. You can do it this way. You can do it with stuff flying everywhere. It's a little easier if you do it this way. He might even be watching going, I just put a kit in that carburetor. I don't know why you're taking it apart. Well, we take them all apart to look at them. The diaphragm looks good, and the needle is a bit on the high side. Good thing I did take it apart. This little, let me get my pointer. This little lever right here. I don't know if y'all can see that real well. See how it's sitting above this surface? It should be right almost level. There's a little tip there and a little tip there. This should be almost level with those. So if it's not, what you're going to do is get you a little screwdriver, hold the back down, take your fingernail, and kind of push down on it until you get it to below the surface just a little bit. Then stick your screwdriver in there and just kind of raise her back up and tip it a few times. Raise it up, tip it a few times. The reason you want to tip it is because when you twist it, you'll put pressure on the needle seat and kind of force the needle down into the seat. And if you don't press it a few times, you might have it push down in there and it'll look right, and then you push down and let off, and it'll come up and it'll still be low. Now, trying to fix it where y'all can see that it's basically flush across the top here now. So that should be where it goes. I'm gonna take a little cleaner. I'm just gonna rinse everything out, because the inside of it looks clean. There was a little bit of dried oil in it, but not much. So it's pretty fresh. I'm just going to go squirt a little bit of cleaner through all the holes that I can see. Make sure it goes through the needle, and it does. I'm going to blow it out. since it looks pretty clean, I'm not going to fool with taking the needles out right now. I'm telling you, the least you mess with the carburetor, I think the best you are. Now, unless you pull this off of this cover, which since it's not stuck, we will. If it's stuck and you don't want to pull it off, if you just tip your screwdriver down through that hole, it'll push out on that thing so you can get it locked back in here. Because there's a little nub there, and that little nub goes in to this little slot right there. And if you don't get that little nub in there, it will flood. It will flood like crazy because it'll open the needle up farther than it's supposed to be. So when you go to put that back in there, keep it up over your fingers. I don't know if you can see that or not. You go right down in that little slot and then lock it in. And now it's locked into the metering lever. You set it on there, line the holes up. Oh, and that gum thing's put together backwards too. The gasket's supposed to be on the carburetor body, and then the diaphragm goes against the lid. And so many people put them together backwards. Dave, I know exactly how this thing goes. It does not go this way. This is part of your adjustment here. If you don't have it adjusted right, it don't run right. And when you put the gasket in the wrong place, your tolerances is too close. So we're going to pop that back off there.
Oh, yeah, the deep.
Put the gasket back on it. And put it back in there. Now it should run right and your needle should be set right. You can put them together in a different manner and they will run. You just have to adjust it till it will run. But if you're one of them people that likes to set it on 1 and 1 and expect it to run like it's supposed to, you got to have everything else right. Now if you just put the carburetor together and crank it and turn the needles until it runs right like I do, it doesn't really always matter where everything's at. As long as you're close, it will run. You can adjust it to run right, which doesn't affect it in any way. But there's some people that say, oh, them things are supposed to be on 1 and 1. No, that's the base set, and that's where you put it to crank it initially, and then you adjust it to run properly. You don't set it on 1 and 1. It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. Carburetors are not set it and forget it. I know the EPA has tried to make them that way, but they are not.
Altitude makes a difference.
Altitude makes a difference. Air density makes a difference. Especially some of the saws that we set up during the summertime, you have to readjust the carburetor during the winter. Because when it gets colder, you have to have more fuel. We're just going to rinse the dried oil off of that thing. It's nice and soft and pliable. And I suggest you put it on the right way, because that one day when I put one on the wrong way, it didn't run for some reason. I don't know why. Probably something to do with the little flappers and the pump not being in the right place. But for anybody who's ever wondered, yes, I have put them together wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. Not even 100% sure I was thinking. I was trying to hurry up and get one of my saws going, and that sucker was giving me a fit. I took the carburetor apart and put it back together. I put it together wrong.
So, man. See, that's the gasket on there.
Yeah, the gasket's on there. I didn't peel it off because, well, half the time if you peel them off, you destroy them. And we're not trying to put a kid in it. We're just trying to make sure it's clean so it'll run good whenever it's put back together. So, I'm just trying to make this a little short video on how to rebuild a carburetor or clean it. Or we technically didn't rebuild it. We just cleaned it out, set the flapper, or metering valve, or whatever, needle metering lever. And don't throw the monkey claw on these things. And I mean, I know it looks like I'm really doing it, but my screwdriver handle's got oil on it. It's slippery. All right, well, there you go. And then you got to put your, let's see, the carburetor goes this way, and that means that goes that way. High on top, low on the bottom. All right, there you go. Hope that helps you. I'm going to label this one cleaning the carburetor, Mcculloch carburetor cleaning or something like that. Try to make it easier for everybody to find it. So, y'all have a good day. Bellhopper out. Hello, everybody. Well, y'all got to see it fired off. So we put a bar on it. We carried it out here to the woods. I know it's a little old short bar. That's our Mac bar. What can I say? So, I think it might be cold right now. I don't know whether to crank or not. I'm going to try it. I might even turn the choke on. But it's been a few minutes since I fired it up last, so we're going to fire it up. We're going to make a few test cuts in this log, and that'll let the ring seat a little bit. And hopefully everything will be all right. Make sure the oiler works. So let's see what she does.
That's about all I can stand at one time. So there it is. She's starting to pick up a little more. Oh, that hurts my back bending over, y'all. All right, well, we're gonna stop this video off here, and I don't know. I might make this one like a surprise. I might put up a video that's not that interesting and put this at the end of it. So if you don't watch the not interesting part, you won't get to see the interesting part. You know, because I do sly things like that. Hey y'all, make sure you watch the videos. Good to see y'all. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be kind. Love each other. It's Christmas time. Merry Christmas. Bell Hopper out.